All right, welcome back, guys. Today we are taking a look at this killer DIO riff, Dream Evil, from 1987. This was the band's first album with new guitar player Craig Goldy. Craig brought a definitely more of a Ritchie Blackmore hard rock influence than the blistering metal of Vivian Campbell at the time. So this is a really cool riff. I think you guys are going to dig it. Has a little bit of that Man on the Silver Mountain vibe to it, even in the key of G. So we'll get to that in just a second. Before we get started, check down in the description box and you'll see my free gift to you, 15 glam metal riffs you gotta know. You guys are gonna love this. It's Tab, it's Guitar Pro. You'll get each of the individual videos as well if you want to download those to work with separately as you learn the riffs. All kinds of cool bands in there, from Rat to Shotgun Messiah, White Lion, TNT, Skid Row, all kinds of cool stuff in there. So make sure and check that out. And also, if you're looking for the tab for this lesson, head over to my Patreon page and you'll see that in the links below as well. And there will be a tab for this and a guitar profile. And I might even include the backing tracks so you can play along with the bass and drums, play this riff. All right, so make sure and check that stuff out. Let's get started. This is standard tuning. It's in the key of G, like a lot of great Ritchie Blackmore riffs. But this one, Craig Goldy, obviously. And what's going on here is we're going to play the 3rd fret on the low E string with a mute. So every time we come back to this note, we're gonna mute it. So if I go, you hear there's 2 mutes there, right? And so keep that in mind. That's spelled out in the tab, but as I'm playing through this, that's what I'm going for, is sort of that separation between the muted root note, which in this case is G, and the chords, which kind of pop out. So we're going to mute the 3rd fret and then play 3 and 3 across the A and D strings. And you'll see these are called dyads, 2-note power. You can think of them as power chords, 2-note chords, right? Dyads, not triads, dyads. And we're gonna, that's what all this riff is full of these, okay? So it's 3rd fret and then 5th fret, and I play that using my index and ring finger. So you go, and then we're gonna come back to the 3rd fret on the low E, and then we're gonna play 3rd fret D and G, and then 3rd fret 5th fret, sorry, D and G. So we got these. And those spell out chords, by the way. So the 3rd fret A and D is an F. It's part of this chord. The 5th fret A and D is a G, part of this chord, just not playing the root and the lowest position there. And then when you get here, you're playing a B flat chord and a C chord here. But we're not including the lowest note in the chords here. It's very common, especially with that Blackmore style. So notice we've got 2 mutes here. And then another mute. So 3 mutes on the low E 3rd fret. Now, quick little move here. This is 3rd fret D and G, pull off to the open, and then go right to the 3rd fret A and D, and then 5th fret on the A and D also. So if we put all that together, oops, let me try that again. If I slow it down, now That's the main riff. Now the first to ending goes like this. I add a little vibrato on that last one, you don't have to. These are very staccato, so in other words, you hit the chord and then you cut it off. So, and this is open D and G, 2nd fret D and G, 3rd fret D and G. Okay, that's the first ending, and we're going to come back to that in a second. Here's the whole thing so far. Okay, now we repeat the riff to there. And when we get there, 3rd fret A and D, we go right to this chord here, which is an E flat power chord, 6th fret on the A string, 8th fret on the D. Kind of slide into it. Okay, so that's the first part of the riff. Let's play all that together. Okay, now the bass comes in, boom, 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 and we start over on the riff. Oops. Same as the first one, right? Now this time we go, so we cut the riff a little short, right to there. So it's mute on that 3rd fret, the low E, and then 3 and 5 on the A and D. Back to the mute. And then the 3 and 5 D and G, 3 and 5 D and G, back to the muted note, and then from there up to the E flat power chord at the 6th fret, and then down to a D5 power chord, 5th fret, 7th fret, A and D string. Okay, and that's just played once there. So that's the second ending. So if we play everything together we've done so far. Next time. Okay, now the bass and drums are fully in, and we're off to the next part. Okay, so now what we did there is just to that point, and then E flat up to an F, which is 8th fret A and 10th fret D string. Now we're going to go back. Same as we just did, but this time we have a different ending. Now this is on the D and G strings, playing 8, 7, 5. Okay, so those two back to back. Okay, now we're going to do the next round here. That was the same as the last one, and then here's the end. And all that is one mute on the 3rd fret, low E, and then a G5 power chord there. 3rd fret, and then the 5th fret on the A string. And then on the video you see me start the verse, which is on a C. But that's really not part of this riff. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's play the whole thing slow, and then I'll play it up to tempo. Okay, here we go, slow. Okay, a little more up the tempo. All right, and that's it. Super fun to play. A little tricky, I'll say that. Especially getting it to pop, like getting all the mutes in the right spot and getting the staccato, that kind of a thing. Put together so it sounds like the actual riff. Instead of just hacking away at some dyads or whatever. So it's got some style points to it, coming from that Blackmore school of thought. I mean, there's so many Blackmore riffs in the key of G, I can't even begin to going back to Deep Purple and Rainbow. But this is a good one here from Craig Goldy. Really fun riff to play. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure and go get the tab if you need that or want it over at Patreon. In the description, and don't forget about 15 glam metal riffs you gotta know. My free gift to you. Go download that right now. You'll dig it. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Rock on.